I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
I'm wondering when with someone else who's in a lot of pain or suffering a lot, how to, I mean, I guess I know the answer, but um, how to be with that without falling into despair yourself, you know, when the level of suffering is really high in someone else, or they're in a lot of pain or whatever.
No, I mean, the answer to that is very simple, Misha. It's that person will be a reminder of how deeply centered you have to be in order to deal with tragic circumstances of that nature. We all go through them, and we all have, situations like that in our lives at one time or another. And they teach us, are we going to allow these kind of tragic situations to drain our energy, to literally, kill us? Or are we going to allow ourselves to get strong enough inside so that we can deal with these situations without having them deal with us? I can't tell you how many of these situations I've had in my life with students, with family. I mean, there was once a student of mine, it's a long time ago, who was had pretty serious AIDS. And I went to visit him in the hospital, and he had this thing called Kaposi sarcoma, and his whole body was just covered with scabs. The pain was intolerable. And I remember sitting with him, and I asked him, you have to excuse me, I have a little cold. I remember asking him, isn't it time to let go? Isn't it time to just let go? I mean, what's going to happen? You're going to come back to the earth as a beautiful baby. Everything you've learned in this lifetime is going to come with you. And you'll be born with a whole new opportunity to have, a life full of joy, love, happiness. You holding on is just creating more pain and more suffering, not only for you, but for everybody around you. He looked at me and he started to smile. And he said, yes, you're right. The next day he left. Now, if I didn't have this kind of centering in myself, and how can I ever talk to somebody like that? How can I ever speak to somebody with that kind of quiet and centeredness and that kind of love? Not to be intimidated by tragedy. And I think this is a really important thing we all have to learn, because there isn't a person alive who's not going to go through something of a very tragic nature with people they love. I went to a funeral of my cousin. I told you all that. Actually, my cousin's husband died. And I was kidding around. Jennifer was with me. I said, marriage is full of joy and love. The end of marriage is either divorce or somebody dies. It's full of tragedy. And it's true. So our work is about building the kind of inner strength that enables us to deal with life and to deal with the termination of life to deal with everything from a state of balance and harmony inside ourselves. Only we can do it for ourselves. You understand? It's not something that you can go and, you can go to people, but you got to learn from them how to do this. Teachers, swamis, gurus, therapists, if they're worth their orange robes, then they teach people how to do this. Not just people worshiping them, calling them God and all this stuff, but people truly learn from them how to build an inner life that is strong enough to do what I'm talking. This is a major step to enlighten. And it's truly a step that enables us to get free of our karma. So the answer is simple. I mean, doing it is not easy. But it's certainly worth the effort because when you think about it, every one of us is going to go through some kind of tragedy in their life, either our own or somebody else's. And if we're not capable of maintaining quiet, centeredness, internal balance, it drains us of our entire life, of all our energy.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have a question? I hope this is clear. It's really at the very foundation of everything I learned from my spiritual teacher. I mean, he focused on enlightenment, but in order to get to a state of enlightenment, one has to put all the bricks into the pyramid. You got to do it brick by brick, stone by stone. Or what you have is a third eye without any foundation, and it just spaces people out. So hopefully, if you attend these classes, we'll do it brick by brick. Then it's permanent. I mean, look, the pyramids have been standing now for what, 5,000 years? It's ridiculous. Does anybody else have a question I'd like to ask? I remember being in Egypt. I went there for 4 days to Cairo. And I remember going to the pyramids right on the outskirts of Cairo. So completely, staggeringly in awe of those structures. It almost seemed to me like some creatures from outer space landed on the earth and built them. So deeply spiritual, so powerful. Does anyone else have a question? You all have to excuse me, but from this point on, I'm going to be talking a lot slower, a lot more calmly. I'm not going to tooting my horn the way I often do. I mean, I just got tired of doing that. And I really want to talk from a state of nothingness in myself. As a child of God, opening to allow the energy of the universe to come through and let that teach you and me and whoever attends these classes. So it's going to be a little different, I'm not going to get on people's cases as much as I used. I got tired of doing it. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And also, it's just all about love, you know, it's all about joy, about sweetness, kindness, you know, recognizing that every single person, every day of their lives is going through something. And the only way to truly help them is with kindness, with love. I mean, I used to hear the Dalai Lama talk about that, and it's true, you know? Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, there'll be a meditation on Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. And God bless you all. Thank you for being here. The things that come through and making me work on myself. Couldn't think of a greater blessing in life. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.